Everyone, welcome to another Classic Movie Monday. Apologize I had to delay this video. Unfortunately, yesterday I was having a headache, so I was not up to par into making videos, but I should be up and running and caught up by the end of today. So for this particular Classic Movie Monday, I thought it'd be interesting to dive into something that is Pixar related again, and hence discuss The Incredibles. The Incredibles I find to be one of obviously Pixar's more memorable works, and one that is recognized highly by critics and audiences alike. Um, and what I think really works to this particular film's advantage is the fact that we do have this very kind of sort of down to earth family sort of dynamic, and at the same time we have something that's completely ridiculous and outrageous in the fact that they're all superheroes. But basically it follows all of these incredible superheroes, and eventually they have to go into hiding because of a variety of different reasons, primarily a lot of people filing lawsuits and whatnot. And it ends up following, in particular, the father of the Incredibles family, Mr. Incredible, as he sort of goes through this kind of midlife crisis, where he kind of wants to sort of do more, but he feels sort of limited. And you'll sort of see too how he has kind of this very kind of cookie cutter life, and the job that he works at is very mundane and very unhelpful to people. And he kind of gets this chance eventually, and you'll see sort of leading up to what that sort of chance is, and you'll see how it kind of really ends up changing not only his life but his family members as well, all of his other superhero family members, and basically it ends up resulting in the family sort of having to embark on an adventure, or sort of a misadventure, as a result of Mr. Incredible kind of pursuing this kind of, again, and they make it seem like it's a fairly secret endeavor. And again, I don't really want to give away as to exactly how that ends up happening, but I think it's definitely worth exploring if you choose to. This film's definitely worth exploring to figure out exactly what that is. But basically, what I think really works to this film's advantage, and in particular why I think Pixar really hit the nail on the head with this one, is the fact that they focused on a family. They focused on a dad, a mom, and kids. And this is something that's very common for children to have as far as experiences into being into that dynamic. And you sort of see the various struggles that each family member sort of has. Obviously, it focuses more on Mr. Incredible, since he's sort of more of the head of the household. But at the same time, you really get an understanding of each of these characters' struggles and sort of how they kind of work together as a family to sort of kind of end up stopping the antagonist, which you will discover if you choose to watch the film, or basically you'll find out who he is if you choose to watch the film, because talking about him sort of gives a lot away. And also, I think what's actually great, and what I think works to this particular film's advantage as well, is the fact that since you have such a dynamic set of characters, you can really utilize this to create more films centered around them. Hence, I think Pixar's finally realizing this. I think they're trying to create an Incredibles 2. I hope it goes over well for them. But the thing is this is really the only other Pixar film that I can really see warranting a sequel. because there is a lot of different storylines and things that you can incorporate within the film that would really show something that's, again, fairly unique and interesting. Again, like they did with Toy Story. Um, so it is definitely good, fun family entertainment while still having a certain, I think, appeal to adults. And I think it's definitely understandable how adults can really identify with this particular film. And it's definitely one of the more memorable, I think, out of Pixar's lineup when you look at their films, because you really get a genuineness uh, that you that sometimes is lacking in a lot of other Pixar films. And what's also great too about this particular film is again, it focuses on people, uh, and Pixar has been known to primarily center their films around either inanimate objects or around animals, or imaginary figures, but to see an actual family is one that is again sort of going back to something that's more old school, but putting an interesting and creative spin on it. And again, I don't think we've ever seen a superhero family, um, and they really tried to kind of bring out something that was sort of lacking within the sort of superhero genre that we again don't even really ever see either. So it's really bringing out a lot of interesting ideas and a lot of great material that I think really lends itself over well, and I think is interesting and entertaining and fun to watch. Obviously, I can understand that there may be people who think differently and who like other Pixar films more so than this one, but I will say that this one I think did get the recognition that it deserved. I think it's one of the ones that people will sort of remember, and I think it's one of the more interesting and creative Pixar works, and I hope that they continue to make uh, at least films more centered around people. And I like the idea of them doing it around these particular characters and around the whole concept of making a family a superhero or superheroes. And I think they can do a lot with it. So I hope they really do utilize it, and I hope there is another film that centers around the Incredibles. It would be nice to see them again, but we'll see what happens. But I think that's really all I can say about the film without really giving too much away as to what happens. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.